Oh, baka nagbago.
See you later. You gonna put your bag here? Yeah, my neck is not protected from the sun today. And neither is this wire. Alright, welcome to another adventure. We are taking Tin to do an errand for work right now. Not taking her to work yet, but a little bit of some training or something like that. And I wanted to take this opportunity to do a test run with the camera, with the video and the audio all happening at the same time. Whenever there's a technical advancement or experiment to work on, it's something for me to look forward to. The novelty, the excitement of trying out an editing technique or a camera technique is something that I look forward to. It gets me across the boredom of making videos. Well, not that making videos is boring. It's the repetitiveness or the having to do something all over again. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, right, you for every video, every project, every episode, you want to try to make. You got it? I love Las Piñas. Nice. I almost forgot about that. The novelty, the excitement. Yeah, like why put any effort into it, right? If it's just going to be the same thing all over again, is probably the. It's funny because maybe there's a balance between creating episodes and doing something new. I mean, in one case you want to have consistency slash like a brand of something that you might look forward to. You know, you're comfortable with familiarity, both the audience and the producer or the maker of the video. I mean, it helps me as a producer or director to have sort of templates or patterns to work with. So that helps. But on the flip side, I don't want to do the video, or it becomes more of a chore if I'm going to have to do something the same way all over again the last time. So there's sort of got to be something about the next video or the next project that's interesting. So for this particular adventure, it is going to be yeah, some technical practices, and also I haven't driven in this area before. We're heading south to Imus, Cavite for Tin's errand. Gosh, what was I going to say? Totally forgot on this one. We are slowing down because of some turns on the road. One of the things that I wanted to do today was talk about Tin and how much I appreciate her for being around. It's so different, you know. It's like the first time that I'm really feeling like I'm working with someone. It's like some kind of a partnership. Hold on, we're in a stoplight. I'm embarrassed to say anything, so I'll just be quiet. And I probably totally look like a moto vlogger now with the lav mic coming out of my helmet, microphone on the helmet, and my assistant behind me also taking some videos. The other day though, we saw a motorcycle that had 2 cameras on the motorbike itself attached to the motorbike, one in front and one behind. The wolf pack of motorcyclists following them from behind right now, and the one right in front of me has a chicken, a box of container box of it. You know that it's a container of a chicken, or a receptacle of a chicken, live chicken that is, behind, because there is a box with holes on it, and I'm pretty darn sure it's not a puppy. It's probably going to be a chicken. Anyhow, I was just thinking about that today, that, as I always have anyway, that I appreciate Tin, as I'm, you know, very observant about it now, observing how Tin, you know, she's a tough cookie. She's no fool. She knows how to take care of herself, whether it's looking for work or cooking for herself. She's no pushover. But at the same time, another thing I appreciate about her is that she also knows how to pick her battles, especially with me when I'm being stupid or I'm being a jerk. And she's very helpful. She seems to be like really into my well-being, my family's well-being, our well-being, and not just in it for herself. And I really feel and appreciate that. It's such a change. And culture and experience for me. Now, speaking of culture, though there is a downside. I did have my sort of wish list of must-haves, and for me, I wasn't expecting that I would be ending up with someone that hardly speaks English. I know I kind of feel stupid for making such a big deal out of it, but you know, it's maybe it's personal preference. It's easier for me to speak English. I'm more comfortable. It's where I grew up in the Philippines. My first language was Tagalog, so I know how to speak Tagalog quite well. It was my first language, but when it comes to really expressing myself and enjoying maybe the sound of it, or you know, really just the whole comfort zone and preference, this personal preference, is really English for me. On a funny flip side, I like the sound of Japanese. I don't know how to speak it. I tried to study it a little bit when I was in high school, but it's just the kind of thing that I don't mind watching with subtitles and playing the video in the background. It's kind of amazing, and I think a little dangerous, how fast motorcyclists go from a stoplight. I mean, people in cars don't usually do it the way they do it. It's like motorcycles, just totally, a lot of motorcyclists like to totally gun it, like from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds kind of thing. Like, but I don't know, for me I like to just cruise, and I know that you know, it saves up on a little bit of battery too. No, not battery, gasoline. So that's why I like to stay out of their way for those guys that like to go fast. So I have no problem about them getting ahead of me. Matter of fact, I would prefer that they would get ahead of me so that they could get out of the way, and we would have the whole road to ourselves. And right now there's a sort of a lot of construction on the right lane, which you gotta watch out for and make sure to avoid. So that's why the RAM in my head is going slow again. Yeah, which is another funny thing, because when I signal, straight lang, no? The RAM in my head when I go wait, no, that's not what I wanted to say. Where do we go? Right? Left? Straight. Which way is straight? Straight is right. Okay. So we were approaching what I thought was a rotonda there, so I wasn't sure where to put ourselves. So the funny thing about or another dangerous thing about vehicles or cars trying to get you know, four-wheel vehicles trying to get and respecting each other on the road, it's like when I signal to them left or right, instead of them slowing down or to give me some room and or some space to make the whole maneuver safer, they try to go faster. It's like a signal for them to go faster for some reason, and instead of them slowing down and letting me just do my thing, it's like they look at it as a challenge for me, for if they can go faster than my maneuver, if they can get. I'm sure it's their way of or maybe they're thinking it's their way of safety, just to get themselves out of the way, because I might be doing some stupid maneuver that might take forever to do. But no matter how you look at it, the way I see it, it's really just impatient on their part. Yeah, so I would rather that I wish that they would, you know, if I signal, it would mean for them to slow down, just watch out, I'm going to do something. And even if I'm going to be getting out of the way, I try to let them know that, hey, I'm going to swerve to the right side, the slower lane, so that you can go past me as soon as I get out of the way. And then likewise, if I'm, let's say, going to make a U-turn, turning left, I try to do the same thing, swerve or turn from the right lane to the left lane. But instead of them, you know, slowing down and let me pass, or let me do my left turn or left swerving maneuver, they take it as a challenge to try to go faster and beat me to my maneuver, which sucks, because, you know, I'm giving them like 2-3 seconds to notice my signal before I make the left turn or the right turn. But instead they use that 2-3 seconds to try to go faster and beat me to my maneuver, which in turn makes me, or probably other drivers, do the maneuver without 2 or 3 seconds warning, and then just to do it. What's that? Oh, I like this road. It is so smooth. Asphalted road. Okay, bikers up ahead. I will try to get ahead of them, following this Grab driver. Nice and smooth. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And I don't know, I like to signal and get out of the way. Yeah. I was thinking kahit yung sa imus lang, but ikaw, up to you. Anything you like.
Parang may ano ka, B-roll?
Pa-B-roll ka na ngayon, ha? Yeah, so going back to me trying to speak Tagalog, marunong naman ako mag-Tagalog. I know how to speak Tagalog, but maybe for the purposes of the vlog also, I just don't want it to be a Filipino only vlog. I wanted to cater to a wider audience. Some of my friends, some of the audiences that I have in mind are English speaking. So it's a bit of a dilemma going back and forth, really. Which one is better? Which one is more comfortable? That looked like a pothole, but it wasn't. And then maybe it goes back to just be yourself, do whatever you're comfortable with, and that's the thing. I'm comfortable with both. But as a personal preference, though, I just personally like to speak in English more if I could. I'm just more used to it, and I feel like I can express myself more with more vocabulary, words and choices and that kind of thing. But yeah, so that's where I'm at as far as language barriers are concerned. But what I wanted to get, the point that I wanted to get across there was that, you know, it shouldn't really matter. That's just personal preference. What's really more important is the relationship and the actual, what's going on, boy? Why are you going so slow? There's so many other cars and you're not signaling. That's another thing. I mean, guys that think that they're going safer because they're going slower without signaling, they're just a nuisance. Do we just go straight? So we don't want to be in the way. Yeah. Okay. Let me get back out of the way of this one. I just wanted to let that motorcycle, oh no, that pickup truck pass. Hey, hold on to me. I get worried when she's not holding on. I feel like I might have left her behind and lost her or something like that. But she shouldn't fall out of her seat because there is... Okay. Yeah, just like what she was saying, and not to worry because she's actually braced up against the box behind her, so I shouldn't worry about her falling out. Okay. All right. So I try to go on a cruising speed, but not too slow, so that I'm not a nuisance or a danger to the other, or I put myself in danger for going too slow in relation to the other drivers, you know. So go with the flow. I'm trying to cruise and go slow and enjoy the ride, and, you know, be safe for myself, but I don't want to be unsafe for the other drivers. Because another one of the things that I don't want to... Okay. Okay. This one? Okay. So we're turning right here. Okay. So I don't want to be the cause of an accident because a vehicle, a four-wheel drive or four-wheeled vehicle is trying to avoid me, and then they get themselves into an accident, you know. So gosh, that reminds me of that time that that truck hit us in the Batasan accident, and I don't even remember everything about hitting and I just remember that there was a motorcycle in front of us, but I don't really remember hitting him. It was sort of confusing trying to wrap it around my head that there was a truck hitting us from behind, and then there were cars in front, and then there was a motorcycle also in front, which I kind of remember hearing and feeling, but it's so cloudy and vague. Okay. Turning right on the next intersection according to my navigator here behind us. So hopefully the camera is still recording, because I don't know, I can't tell. The nice thing about it, I guess, is that the screen turns off automatically, and so it's saves up on battery. But I think there's a blinking light on the camera, so it should be telling me that it's still recording. What else did I have in mind today? Oh, I haven't journaled yet, but I did bring the journal with me, so I'll probably sit down and write down some thoughts later. Yeah, a lot of the thing that's on my mind is, you know, I think I mentioned this already before. Are we going straight or right? Okay, visor is up, so we are going a little slow. Okay, turning right on the next corner. We are following the caravan here of other cars trying to get out of this place. Here. Okay. Okay. Imus na ba to?
Yeah. Yan o, di ba? Try. Ang ganda ng mga bahay dito.
Imus. Okay.
Bilis lang natin, di ba?
Yeah.
Maganda yung binigay ni Waze. Ay, ni Google Maps.
on. Right, so I was listening to, going a little faster now, windshield or visor is back on. Windshield, yeah, because it is like a windshield for my eyes, but it's not technically a windshield like in a car or the front of a motorcycle. Anyhow, I was thinking that, I've been listening to this Dr. K lecture again from YouTube. Listen to it like a podcast. Anyway, he's been discussing about goal setting. This is video number 4, I think, of the coaching series that they put up. And where? Yeah. Right. Yeah, Christine is mentioning about me getting another shirt so that I don't run out of motorcycle clothes. Probably need another one because I washed one last night and I forgot to hang it, so it's still in the left it at home and just wore sleeves, like tricycle driver sleeves, for this ride. Not a problem. Just wearing a t-shirt, so it's a lot cooler than the usual shirt. Could use another one, but not urgent. We'll see if we get the opportunity to check it out later. Now, are we crawling through these guys? This guy's signaling to the right. Yeah, signaling to the right. Yeah, he just thought about signaling just when he turned the wheel, just when he wanted to make that right turn. Although I'm sure he knew that he's going to make that right turn 10-15 feet, 10-15 seconds before he was going to do it. But that's the thing, when do you use the signal light? People don't know. They think that they're being safe by doing it. Where are we going? They think that they're being safe, but we should make like a how to drive, how to be a, there was a book that I read before, How to Be a Smart Driver, and it's funny, I never could Google or find that book anymore, but I really liked how it's a pretty old and outdated book, but there's some kind of it had some attitude to it, you know. It was trying to yeah, be a smart driver, and I like there was like some kind of a character to it. It wasn't like a textbook written, I mean it was written like a textbook, but the words to it felt more like a manuscript slash instructional. It wasn't a rule book. It was more like if you want to be a smart driver, this is how you would drive, and this is where you would put yourself on the road. Case in point, like if you're going to be overtaking, if you don't want to be on the wrong side of the law, make sure that you're on the right side of the lane. So let's overtake this Lalamove guy. And like for example here, you know, people would normally overtake just when they think they've cleared the motorcycle or when they've cleared the vehicle. But no, you go back into the lane of the motorcycle that you are overtaking only when you see him in the rear view mirror. Because if you can see him, then he can see you. If you can see him, he can see you. But if you just suddenly swerve in, and you can see him because you look, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he can see you. Anyway, that's a little bit of my philosophy. No, but I learned that in high school, driver's ed, which is what they don't, we don't have that here in the Philippines. There's no driver's ed. I'm not even sure if there's a driver's exam in the land transportation office. I remember when I got my driver's license, they asked me if I wanted to take an exam or if I wanted to pay 500 pesos. They asked me if I wanted to take an exam. I was like, are you kidding me? Of course I want to take an exam. I want to be a legit driver. This was in Baguio back in like 1999 or 2000 probably. I think 99. I remember I was 16 or 17 getting myself a student permit. So here we are. I'm enjoying this ride so far. Cruising down Imus. Ooh, what is this? Cruising down Imus, Cavite. Look at that. It's like a dam. We are going at 40, my cruising speed. What else is there to talk about? I like to flush it all out so that nothing's bothering me already when I'm supposed to get down to work. And like what I was saying in the vlog the other day on the other recording was that anything else aside from actually doing the work, planning, putting it on the calendar, is really just an excuse or a reason not to be doing the edit, not being productive. But I gotta be patient and give myself this just one last planning session though, because I don't want to put out any video that I don't think I am ready to put out. Meaning I want to do some really basic, simple sort of, I think, yeah, basic and simple videos without like too much fluff on it. I want to start there. I want to sort of restart in making really simple, no fuss kind of videos, really down to the bare bones basic again of making videos. I mean, you know, even though I've let's say I've done videos for TV and that kind of thing with clients, I don't want to make this vlog too fancy too soon. Okay, not because I'm lazy or whatever, but because I want to take it one step at a time and not get too ahead of myself with too much fancy stuff, which is because it's as a strategic sort of workflow, because I don't want to get caught up in the complexity of making the video. I want to be able to do it long term and not just do it one time big time, which is my strategy this time. I don't want to make it too hard for myself. I think as Tim Ferriss mentioned it, in his 4-hour work week, I think some of the questions is how would you do it if it were easy? How would we get it done if it were easy? How would it be done if it were easy? It's funny, my passenger in the back is also a backseat driver. Okay, how far? How far? How far? You don't see the distance there?
20 meters.
That's not left. I can see your right.
Yeah.
Left or right?
Right. Pwede naman dun. Pwede naman gawin.
Backseat driver. It's a bit
Right.
telling me to go left at first. Turns out to be right. I'm asking her how far it's going to be, and we missed the turn. So whatever. But you know, going back to Tin, you know, we have a lot of misunderstandings and we get frustrated with each other too, but we don't like fight. I think we don't. It doesn't. It's like all just sort of superficial misunderstandings. It's not like really deep down to the core. Feel sorry about yourself and your soul and regret, kind of being alive, kind of thing. Which is how some arguments go, really. So that's one thing I appreciate. I don't know if Tin is just sandbagging herself, or she's just as my friend Manu or Gio would mentioned before, when we met him and I introduced him to her, or I introduced her to him. She's very light. She has that light, magaan na aura, light aura. But on the flip side, now here, here, you can see that the canto is still here, right? Ano yun? It's like you wanted me to turn into the to the 7-Eleven. I can see the canto. Is it drizzling? Where are we going? I am the driver for the day, and I am just following instructions on where my passenger wants to go. But right now it is drizzling. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. And do I have a jacket with me? Oh, I just have another shirt. I don't have a jacket or anything to keep me warm, which is what I'm going to need when it gets cold and it rains. That's the thing with Tin. When she backs up from arguments with me, it makes me want to back up from arguments with her too. So she's not palaban, or she's not I'm not. I would like to think that I'm not. I like to just get my point across, but I'm not like going to fight tooth and nail just to be right. I usually just like to fight tooth and nail to get my point across, but not necessarily to be right. I don't necessarily have to be the one that's followed all the time, but I'm just trying to express myself, which I think are really big differences in argument style. Because there's some people that they really just want to be right, you know, even if they're wrong already. And they don't even make an effort to try to get their point across. It's just follow them. My way or the highway. But the relationship itself is not, or keeping the relationship together is not as important as getting things not as important as being the winner of the argument. So that's the thing with Tin. I think she doesn't seem to be so hot about I guess winning all the time. She tries to get her point across too, but it's not soul-sucking kind of conversation or argument. Hey, that's an old house. Oh, this is a nice road. Huh? Oops, 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 oops. That's... We're gonna make a U-turn because we went too fast. It's not one way, is it? Okay. Oh, there's a shell right there. What do you know? We are not out of gas. We are still half, above half. So what's up, dude? Dude, there are other vehicles on the road. Like, at least let us know what your intentions are. Left, right? Or if you want to go slow, please turn on your hazards. Thank you very much. According to Tin, we have arrived at our destination. Ooh. Here we are. Thank you for joining us today. Wow, look at that church. Look at that church. Boom.